Hi everybody, it's Sam. Today is Wednesday, April 22nd, right?
Yes.
2015. Today has been really down and up recently. So today I was taking a nap, and then they woke me up because of a pneumonia shot that I signed up for in winter time, and I didn't bring it in till now. And in between that time, I was kind of like, well, I've never had a pneumonia shot in my life. I've never had pneumonia. I've never really been around anyone with pneumonia. Even if we're living here, I've lived in close quarters with other people, and I've never gotten pneumonia. So I'm like, okay, I don't really want this. So I went all the way downstairs just to sign a stupid form that said I didn't want it. And of course, that third elevator still is broken, so I had to go all the way downstairs. And I was telling Yolanda, Yolanda's one of the CNAs, I was like, we're going to have to go all the way downstairs and all the way back upstairs just to do this. And she's like, yeah, because I think it's a pneumonia shot. I'm not sure. It's like, she knew it was a pneumonia shot. There was 10 million people she had to bring down charts for. Mm-hmm. So I went down there, and I was not in a good mood. And then it was 11, and I was like, it was before. She said it was 11, but it was really 10:40 or something, because when I came back up, it was 10:50. So I sat there, and then I went down to lunch, and lunch was okay. I had cheesecake for dessert and my strawberry ice cream, which I love, and a fruit plate, which was okay because the pineapple was okay and the melon was in a good stage. Sometimes they give us the melon and it's so hard, it tastes like a cucumber. But the thing that was really sad, that really got me down, was Leslee. I made a video of her. She is moving out on May 4th. She told me today at lunch. Because I asked her, I'm like, what is the status of, your group home? Because she was like, oh, they're going to do a lot of paperwork. When she came back from the trial, she's like, I'm sure it'll be a month, or two, whatever. And she was like, oh, well, they've made all these appointments for me the first week I'm there. I'm so annoyed. And I was like, what do you mean? They have appointments? I said, when are you moving? Oh, May 4th. I thought I told everybody. I was like, no. And so she's moving May, and I just couldn't believe it. It's just when she said that, I was like, oh my God. We'll still be friends. I'll have her phone number. I'll probably call her once a week, and Jess and I can say hi. But, it's not the same as having her in the building to see, around, and also, to go down to meals with me, sit with me and Jess, talk with both of us. And she's a down-to-earth person. She's very interesting. She has a lot of hobbies that she's interested in. And she's just a sweet person. And her only negativity is just that she's got a personality where she wants things to be, fair, and people to get treated well. And when they're not here, she just gets really fed up, I think she'd be a good person to work with people with disabilities or people with mental illness, because she'd work fair with everybody. And she'd do whatever she could to get everyone's needs met, But anyway, so I'm really, really, really sad that she's moving, that she's leaving the building, because I only have Jess and her in the whole building as friends. And, really people that I can count on. And, everybody else is either aggressive. I mean, not physically aggressive, although some of them can be verbally aggressive and unpredictable. So sometimes they can be aggressive and sometimes they can't. They're withdrawn and very anxious. There are people that are psychotic, so they hear voices and they are in their own world of, this one woman we were in the elevator today with, she was, there was one guy in the elevator, but she was looking at the two of us and talking about, you're a guy, and, neither of us was guys. And she was saying really nasty things.
No, it's just weird things, not nasty.
Nasty like sex. Nasty.
Yeah, that wasn't a reference to us.
Yeah, I know, it was nasty to hear. She was talking about wet dreams and crap. Seriously.
Well, in case you didn't notice, I was trying to ignore all that.
Well, I could hear every word that she said.
So could I.
I know, but I just pick up on everything and remember it.
No you don't.
Yeah, I do.
No you don't. Because I've told you things before and you don't remember shit.
Okay, never
Well, you do remember a lot, just not
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah. So yeah, anyway, so like people will be like totally in their own world, like talking to these people that they hear or whatever. And then there are people that are really like on a good level of functioning, you know, obviously have mental illness and are living here, but they're, you know, either going to school, or, you know, a couple of people go to school, you know, being out in the community, like going to Trilogy, which is, you know, they're taking the public transportation, which I totally wish that Medicaid would go there because they have a really good, you know, I was there before at Trilogy and they have really good services. But anyway, you know, so the ones that are really higher functioning are out of the building, you know, because they're working to move out, you know. So that leaves me just kind of alone in here, except for with Jess, which I'm just amazed every single day that I have Jess.
I love you too, baby.
I love you. You know?
I don't know, baby, but you're gonna have a lot more time to gather up your courage and go meet somebody.
Like I said, these people around here are zoned.
We'll figure it out. I keep telling you that.
I don't know. Well, so anyway, I was just really, really sad. I mean, I wrote a goodbye card right away, and I ordered it along with another card for an important day coming up. And you know, those are already bought, so I'm happy about that. And I hope both of them will come in time. Otherwise, we'll have to just send it to her house or in the group home and hope it comes in. Anyway, so that really, really, really got me depressed. Because I was like, you know, Edith had given me a list of people in the facility that could be possible friends. And once I put the names with these people and, like, you know, I was like, or just with, like, and I would see them in the halls, I was like, no. Like today she was like, oh, do you talk to Bernadette? I'm like, no. You know, Engelmeyer?
No.
I know, that's what I said. Anyway, so, you know, just realizing that, and then, you know, even with my friend, Kate, who's deaf, you know, I love her, and I can tell she feels connected, you know, with me and is incredibly friendly. But the signing thing, I just kind of stopped with it because I just got fed up with this thing of different signs for the same word, and I don't know how you can learn anything that way. And it's just so hard, you know, even if I learn the signs, I don't know how to get back from her what her response is, you know, if I can't see what she's doing. I know there's a way to do it for the blind, but I don't know how to do it. And, you know, I could go out and talk to a deaf person. I mean, there's a woman down at where Robert works that's deaf and she can speak. You know, she signs and she can talk. And I'm sure, like, I could talk to her about it, but it would mean going down to this place, like, across the city and taking, you know, transportation over there and doing all of that. So, I don't know. It's just really hard. And, like, the person that signs, that's the PRC that signs, is really nice, but she's always rushing around. And so it's hard. And I don't know what to do. But I don't know if I can, I don't think I can do it with her, you know, and I don't know. And she seems to be like she's having a really, really hard time from what Jess and I can, like, gather when we talk to her. I mean, like, her leg really hurt last week, and then she's having trouble with a friend, and it's just hard. So I'm not giving up on her. I mean, she's a sweet lady, and I wish I could, you know, communicate with her. I want to be able to, but I just can't. And I just don't know what to do. So I feel bad about that. And these other people are basically no. And then there's, you know, going out of the building, which is the other thing that people want me to do. And it's so frustrating because you have to pay for transportation, which is $6 for, you know, there and back. You have to pay for the event, which is usually, you know, at least the lowest is $5. I mean, that one event on Sundays is free, but, you know, that's around the mealtime, and we can't do that. And it's just like getting the money out. At least today, I talked to Edith and she looked at the Bank of America where it is and she says that it's like not even a mile away and that her and I could walk there. So I can do that and at least get the money out so I don't have to ask Jonathan for more money. He said he'd help with the transportation, so I don't know. I guess I hope he does. I have transportation for this whatever next week. I guess it'll be when we go to the music therapy group. You know, because we found this one music group for $5. It's done by an intern, and it sounds like it's going to be really good. It's already started beginning of April, but we're gonna at least go, you know, twice a month. I hope it runs for a while because we're only gonna be able to go twice a month. And then there's the interplay, which is on Tuesdays, which I haven't heard from that guy. I sent him an email last week, or even I think over the weekend it was, you know, telling him, you know, I would like if I could possibly go do a lower fee on it, because sometimes with these meetups, the fee is just like a donation. You know, they don't expect like a huge amount of money, obviously. But I can't even pay like the $10. I'm asking if it could be $5 or I don't know. At this point, I feel like asking if we can come for free.
Mm-hmm.
Just like literally, like, you know, we really can't afford this. But we really, you know, I don't know. I guess if I get it to the $5, I'll be lucky.
Yeah, you just might.
But that's Tuesday nights, and that's right down the street from us, so we can take the pace and do that. But it's not going to be every week, and it's just sad because I remember a time when, you know, when I was at Friedman or when I was at my parents' house, I could go to a group, you know, every week. I mean, I was telling Jess I spent all this tons of money on this therapist that was just like crazy therapist. And, you know, for 3 years, and I'm just, I can't believe I spent all that money. And when I had my SSI all to myself, I'd get, you know, $500 a month. And somehow it would all go bye-bye with therapy. And I wasn't really managing my money that well at all. And, you know, unfortunately the therapy helped some, but I don't think it helped a lot. And, you know, she was so caught up in her own issues. But anyway, you know, now I can't even spend $20 to go to a group, a $5 group, you know, all 4 weeks. Where before that was like nothing. You know, even when I had $90, I could still spend $20 and still have, you know, money. This is just crazy. And I feel bad asking my parents for money because my mom is recovering from her neck surgery. She's off the painkillers, so she's not drugged out. And she's getting antsy because she's walking around, you know, trying to walk. They said, you know, walk every day. And so she walks around. She does like light things. She can wash dishes. She can't vacuum, but she can do laundry. She can feed the cats. And different stuff, but she can't, you know. And today, I guess, was the first time she went out for a couple hours to go to the store. She must have done a big food shopping. And she was exhausted, and I'm like, Mom, like, you know, this is the first time you've been out of the house to do something. And since this all happened, you know, and I guess she was supposed to work next week because her coworker broke her arm, and then the boss was like, oh, we're too short. And it's like, well, that's not really my mom's problem, but you know, my mom has worse injury. And, you know, so she was going to start next week, but then the doctor said not for 3 more weeks. So it's 6 weeks that she's going to be out of work, and I just feel really bad asking them for money. But I do need, you know, I mean, I guess I could go a month without, I mean, it's just hard though, because like, I need like snacks during the day or at night, or else I could get like weak and all that. And I wish they had like snacks available. Wouldn't that be good? You know what I mean? Like not just at nighttime. But I suppose everyone would just take the snacks.
Exactly.
It would be like craziness. Or like the vending machine was like free. But anyway, you know, I do get like about $40 or more when we go to Walmart and get snacks and different stuff. But I guess next month we won't need to get as much stuff because we already got like shampoo and body wash and stuff. But, you know, but then there's, you know, I need a new battery for this computer. You know, we were looking into it, and whether, you know, I'm not sure if it's the fact that we got, you know, we didn't order from the company, which is like, I guess she said it was like, Edith said it was like $80, $90. I don't know if it's that expensive, but, you know, he ordered it from a different seller, and it was like $15, and, you know, we don't know if it was a somehow a used battery or a poor quality battery that just ran down, so quickly, because of the it's already saying it needs to be replaced, and I've only had it for like 6 months, and it's still saying you have an hour or what. I could use the thing for like an hour off the cord, but I get nervous whenever anything happens on the computer. And Edith was laughing because she's like, yeah, we all do that, and I'm like, no, like I seriously like panic. And then my Kins over here lost her MP3 player. That was my present to her for Christmas, and it was really special. And I got it for free, actually, because Jonathan had one in his office that nobody had claimed or something, and he gave it to me to give her. And I wrapped it all up, and she uses that thing all the time and loves it, and I just feel so bad that she lost it. And if I had known it was around, I would have saved it. I would have made sure no one could take it, housekeeping or anything. Because you wouldn't think housekeeping would do something like that, but they do come in and just sweep stuff up. Especially if there's like wrappers or stuff on the ground and the thing is like around it, and they just like scoop everything up. And I had an example when I was in 326 and I was hospitalized for 2 weeks in June. They pack up all your stuff because they don't want anyone to steal it, because you're in an observation room and anyone can just walk in and take stuff, and they do. So they packed up all this stuff, and one plastic bag had my backpack in it. It had sheets. It had my slippers. It had all kinds of stuff, in it, and it was just gone. And when they brought up all my bags, we went through everything, and it was just totally gone. And I think that was one of the things that set me off. That day that I was back from the 2 weeks, I went for another week because I just went so nuts. I think most of it was the medication wasn't in my system, but I think definitely that was a part of it. So they will just sweep stuff up, and I don't know. I mean, they're gonna look for it. They put in like a report, a missing item report, and they're gonna look. But I feel really bad, so I want to get her that, and I want to have money to at least go to some of these things and get out, because it's like, I don't know how people do it. These people that leave the building and just go out. I mean, I understand that they use the free the ride card, which I don't understand why, people that can pay, everyone that can use the transportation, they get this free ride card. There's no free ride on the van that I take. It should be free ride for the van more than anybody else. Because I have hardly any money to spend on that. I mean, that's why Jonathan was saying he'd pay for the $6 when we wanted to go out, but I don't know. And that's another reason why I don't think I can go every week to this group, but because of the money. And day programs is my two options. Well, one option is going to be when Methodist is open for me in August, and so that I know that's there for the future. Annexter Center that I wanted to go to is full, and they were full the last time I checked, and they are not getting back to Edith. And of course, I've experienced this with therapists calling them in places. They don't call you back, and you call and you finally realize, oh, my practice is full. So if they want business, they're going to call you back. If they don't have anything open, they're not going to. So she's been having the hardest time, and she's dedicated in getting really dedicated, works really hard. So we're going to do the sneaky approach, and I'm going to give Edith the link to this person's LinkedIn account, and so she'll message her that way and see what that does. But anyway, it just really stuck because, they want me to get out of the building, and it's extremely hard to get out of the building to do anything, even to get, I'm glad I asked Edith, and she said she'd walk me to the ATM. I mean, there are I shouldn't say there are very few. I mean, around here now there are, but it's, I could have a caseworker that wouldn't even do, would just be like, oh well, but I guess I've been lucky to have really good caseworkers.
Exactly, baby girl.
But at least that part is done. But it's the rest of it, and it's everything. And this Leslee thing leaving is a huge hole for me, because she is a very good friend. I mean, we're not as close as Jess and I. I don't think anyone could be as close as Jess and I.
Yeah, dang.
But she's amazing and she's down to earth. I love talking to her. And like I said, very few people you can find that around. I mean, the closest is this one woman that her name is Kay, and she is very nice. She can be down to earth. You can have a conversation with her 1 minute, but the next minute she's very negative and very gossip. You say something to her, or she helped me once to go upstairs, and lo and behold, probably by the time it got to be like at least maybe like an hour afterwards, I guess everybody had heard that she had taken me upstairs, and what if no one else was there, and so it was all this thing about she did this, and I was like, that's not a friend, so it's hard, and it's just really, really, really hard, and it just sucks. So I just there were times I wanted to do unhealthy things like self-injure or throw a fit, throw stuff, yell, pinch people.
Go bang bang.
Go bang bang on the walls. I thought about it, but I was like, if I did that, even if I scratched, first of all, I would have really short nails. And so it would be a lot of work. And second of all, I'd have to do is, even if you, just a little scratch, what they do is they put you on an incident report thing where you have to have your blood pressure taken like every shift, and even at nighttime, and it's just such a big pain in the butt. And then this one CNA we have is really nice on a lot of things, but with the cutting just doesn't understand. And the last time I did it, she made some comment about, well, you shouldn't have done this, you were, this and this happened, and you shouldn't have for the reason why I did it, she was like, that shouldn't have been a reason to do it, or that, this happens in the world and you need to just move on, or don't let it get to you, or whatever. And I was just like, oh my God, how could you say? And she's been told multiple times by staff to stop, and she just can't help herself. I guess that's just her way of trying to help. But I didn't want to go through that. So, and if I threw a fit, I knew I'd be observed by PRCs, and if I got myself into a real state, I could have been sent to the hospital, or don't want to go to the hospital. And so I managed to pull myself out of it and be like, what, it's not worth it. I still wanted to do it, like really badly. That didn't change, but I just, didn't want to do it enough just because of, those consequences. So yeah, it was a rough day, and then I just came home and I found out that she had lost her player, and I was really, really sad. And so then by the time, the staff were having this meeting, and so I met with Edith afterwards, and we talked, and I really didn't feel much better by the end of it. But, just to have someone to listen to, and she's very laid back, and I like her a lot. She's really relaxed, and it was good to talk to her and have her know what's going on. And, she said, we'll figure everything out and she'll help me, and I believe her. But it was so funny because I'd been sending all these emails to Jonathan, and he'd been, he gets the emails, but he usually doesn't write back now. He used to a lot, but now he doesn't. So I wasn't sure if he was reading them or not. But I talked to Edith, and I was like, well, I want to talk to you about the battery, and I want to make sure he knows about it. She's like, oh yeah, he knows about it. She's like, he asked me to come look at it, to look at the computer, and which is odd because he usually looked at the computer. Anything with my computer, he would look at it right away. So, he's like, well, he asked me to do it, and I'm like, do you know anything about computers? And she's like, yeah, I know a few things. And so she's like, yeah, and then, I asked, I'd written him and said, Jess lost her player. Do you possibly have another one that you're just hanging around? And I sent that email I sent it really recently, and I didn't think that she would know, or that Jonathan would know. And then she's like, oh yeah, he talked to me about that, and he knew, and he doesn't have one. And I was like, oh shoot. So that was interesting that at least he was getting messages through to her. I really hope I can talk to him Friday about getting the new battery, because it does stress me out. We don't know if it's due to the fact that because it was from a different company, it was not a very good quality battery. It wasn't like Energizer battery. you know, and so maybe that's why it drained so quick. Or she checked my computer and there was nothing really draining the resources, you know, on the computer, and I figured that wouldn't be the problem. But, you know, whatever the case, I need to get it and, you know, just see what we can do. That's my biggest concern on that. And my other big concerns is, like I said, the getting out thing and the friends thing, which is kind of on hold. Is that for me?
Mm-mm.
Oh. You know, the friends thing is really going to be difficult because, you know, people just, it's hard to make friends in a building like this, and I think it's hard to make friends in general in person just because people have really weird attitudes about people with disabilities and the blind and everything else like that. So I hung out with Jess, and I went on and on with her about this story about that therapist I was telling you about, and how I spent so much money on her when I had all my SSI check, and how much I wish I had saved in my Bank of America account, or that I wish I had spent, you know, more wisely on stuff. You know, because if I ever get in a place where I have my whole check to myself again, or like, not to myself, but, you know, pay rent and things, I'll definitely be wiser about my money. And I'm usually okay about money. It was just thinking back to, like, I spent so much on that woman. You know, there were 3 different activities that I was involved with her, which wasn't really right, and I spent 3 different amounts on them, and Jess is like, that should be a clue. You know, so we were talking about that, and then she washed my hair. Kinsey washed my hair,
Yeah.
and it was really prettiful.
Well, I'm glad, baby girl. Does it feel better?
It feels better.
Okay.
Do people hear this noise?
Huh?
I'm trying to get my hair to squeak.
It's not going to.
Yes, it is. I want it to squeak.
Well, again, it's not going to. At least not loud enough for everybody to hear.
It was.
Move on.
Okay.
Thank you.
You mean you don't want 10 minutes?
It's not that. Well, no, I don't want to watch 10 minutes of you pulling your damn hair. I don't think you'd want to watch me do that, now, do you?
No.
Okay.
All right. I'm finishing up. Because you want to go to bed, right?
I'm just getting comfy.
Okay. So yeah, that's basically, like I said, she washed my hair. It was like the funnest thing ever. I wish we had done a video of that where, like, we turned the camera so you could just hear the sound, so you wouldn't see me, like, naked in the tub.
Well, I would hope
But it was so fun because she, like, scrubbed it away. It's like the cleanest I've had it. I said I felt like I was on a car wash. But anyway, so the nights turned out to be okay. Tomorrow, I guess we'll take it one day at a time. I know once it gets to be the 4th, I'm gonna have, like, a complete depression. But
more like a complete meltdown.
yeah, that day I will. I'm a constant Ativan. Yeah, so that's about it, and I will talk to you guys later. Have a good night. Bye.
Web stop.